Tonight on Restaurant Startup, two chefs, both struggling through hard times, fight for a shot at a comeback. A father forced to put his dreams on hold.
When I left my restaurant, I felt like I had left something very important on the table.
An entrepreneur who lost everything.
I have to get back to where I was.
With hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, will one of them earn an investment from Joe or Tim? Joe Bastianich owns a portfolio of 30 restaurants, along with Italy, a high-end Italian market. Tim Love is a celebrity chef with 6 award-winning restaurants and a retail empire. They're both looking for the next food visionary, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. Each week, Joe and Tim will give one team $7,500 and 36 hours to turn this empty space into their dream restaurant and open their doors to the public. If one or both like what they see, they'll offer to bankroll the business with their own money. It's Joe and Tim's cash, and they call the shots.
What you pitched me was bull.
Will they make an offer together?
It's the sweetheart deal of a lifetime.
Will they fight for the deal?
The deals are not that different.
It's just mine's better.
No, mine's more intelligent. Oh, boy.
Or will they both walk away from the table?
Tell me when you're ready to talk serious.
This is Restaurant Startup. Up first, Anthony Marini and Chris Gaskill, two best friends from Philadelphia with an unusually fresh take on fine dining.
The Rarest is unlike any restaurant concept you have ever seen in the United States. We are a restaurant that specializes in meat and fish preparations that are raw or cooked rare. Chris and I came up with this idea together.
Anthony and I met in 7th grade. We were 12 years old. We've been through a lot together, and after 30 years of being best friends, the bond we have makes us a natural fit to make this restaurant work.
I was a successful chef in Birmingham, Alabama. And in 2007, unfortunately, I had to close my restaurants because I was going through a very bitter custody battle. Now I'm back in my hometown of Philadelphia with my young son. This potential investment would be like a second chance for me. Hi, I'm Chef Anthony Marini.
And I'm Chris Gaskill, and we are the Rarest.
At the Rarest, we believe in sourcing the best meats and freshest caught seafood. We have so much pride in these ingredients that we feel it would do them justice to prepare them in the purest form, rare cooked or raw.
Now, I know raw is a tough sell, but 30 years ago, sushi was relatively new in this country. And now you'll find it everywhere from a 3-star Michelin restaurant to your local supermarkets.
I know how to run restaurants. I'm a graduate of the Culinary Institute of America, and I owned 2 restaurants in Birmingham, Alabama.
To open our first location, we are asking for a $225,000 investment for a 30% share in the Rarest.
This is a really daring concept, and we don't want you to miss out on a rare opportunity.
Nice to have a chef owner who's had some experience owning restaurants and CIA, so you're very well qualified. It's good. One of us.
Thank you.
Why don't we taste the food? A favorite part.
The glass plates next to you, gentlemen, have 4 different style of crudos. We have an Arctic char with a wasabi tobiko and dill. We have an Asian-style ahi tuna. We have butterfish with black garlic and ono with green grapes and pickled turnips. We also have the steak tartare.
Let me start with the crudo. The fish is cut well. You can tell that you know your way around fish butchery and how to handle a knife. The flavors are assertive. The temperature's right, the texture's right. It's a pretty presentation. I like it.
Yeah. Every one of these dishes has great stuff on it.
Okay.
But I think the char, I mean, it's just got so much roe where I'm really just get a bunch of roe in my teeth.
Okay.
I don't mind that, though. I like it. I get what you're saying, though.
I'm talking to them right now.
I'm just giving you my opinion of what you're saying.
I think the tartare is quite good.
Thank you.
Really good. That's important to me. And I think if you make a good steak tartare, people buy it.
You're serving all lean proteins. You don't have any carbohydrates, no pasta.
That's what the original concept was, yes.
It's great to focus on raw foods, but to have it drive the entire restaurant, you're limiting a lot of the customer base. I think you really need some cooked items.
You know, I would have absolutely no problem with doing that.
All right, take us through on the projections. So how much revenue do you project to make in a year?
Almost $500,000.
What? What? $500,000 restaurant in a market like Philadelphia. With what labor costs, with rent costs, you're out of business. You can't even keep the lights on.
I was trying to be conservative.
What's the check average?
About $40 per person.
It's pretty cheap.
That's cheap.
To serve these
I was
kind of
looking
proteins.
for it to be more approachable.
Approachable doesn't have to mean cheap.
Let me ask you this. What brought you to Alabama?
A teaching position at a small cooking school. I met somebody. We ended up having a child.
Okay.
We dissolved our relationship soon after the first restaurant opened, and I had a choice. Either keep my restaurant open or fight for custody of my son. I decided to fight for custody. So all the profits got used up pretty quick. After almost 10 years of fighting, now he lives with me, and I chose to move back to the Philadelphia area, be closer to my family. I now want to, go back to what I was meant to do.
Wow. So, what's your deal?
The best friend. I'm the guy who's going to show up and do anything he needs. Though I'm not a professional restaurant person, I'm a high school teacher.
You have no restaurant experience at all?
No.
No, he does not.
So am I investing in just you and you drag him along? Is he part of the deal? How does he work into this?
I have a company, and he is going to take 10% of that company.
So he's a sweat equity partner.
Sweat equity.
He's a sweat equity partner.
Who's never had any experience in the restaurant business.
That doesn't matter to me.
Matters to me.
I would hire common sense over experience any day.
You're gonna have to prove yourself in some way.
And I will. Absolutely.
And I believe that he will.
The logo, I like. The name, I like. How did you come up with the branding and the image?
I wanted to have something very simple yet bold.
You guys did that?
I did the original. He came up with the name.
I think the circle, the name, is really good looking. The only problem I've got right now is where in the world in Philadelphia are we gonna buy something for $225,000?
I have researched a lot of properties through business brokers, commercial real estate agents. We would like to have ultimately a 2,000 square foot space.
What's the rent?
$3,000?
I can't believe you did that. That doesn't sound right. I hope you're not bullshitting me.
I'm not.
All right, guys. An interesting proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you.
See you in a bit.
Next up, Wendy Cross and Bill Woolridge, a food truck team from Atlanta with a Southern take on a Latin American favorite.
I'm the owner of Wow Food Truck. We do Venezuelan sliders, which are griddled corn cake arepas with a little bit of a Southern twist. When I first started the food truck, it really was a passion project for me. I had done extremely well in real estate for about 15 years and made really good money. But in 2012, I literally woke up one morning to find out that my financial advisor had stolen everything.
Wendy lost her money right before I met her. Everything was turning upside down.
This food truck became my livelihood. We need this next step, and this opportunity will allow me to have my life back. Hi, I'm Wendy Cross.
And I'm Bill Wildridge, and we're Wow Food Truck, the #1 food truck in Atlanta, Georgia.
WOW stands for Wonderlicious on Wheels.
Arepas are a Venezuelan savory griddled corn cake like a slider. We cut them open, lay in some delicious slow roasted meats, and finish it with our signature kiki sauce.
Kinky?
Kiki.
Not kinky.
Like
Kiki.
Kiki.
Okay.
Kiki sauce.
That's a whole different kind of sauce.
Kiki sauce is a cilantro, lime, garlic, and jalapeno aioli.
We really feel like the arepa has the potential to be as popular as the burger. And it's time to take Wonderlicious off wheels and give it a permanent home. That's why we're asking for $300,000 for 25% ownership in our company. That money, along with $100,000 of our own money, we will be able to start up a fast casual arepa bar in a really great upcoming neighborhood in Atlanta.
Let's taste this food. Let's see.
This is slow roasted and smoked pork over cheese grits with barbecue sauce and chipotle cream and topped with kiki sauce.
What kind of cheese?
Cheddar. And then the arepas have a smoked pork and cheddar.
We're making a grit.
I did the grits too.
Grits are delicious.
Thank you.
What are you using, like pork butts, or what kind of cut you use?
Yeah, bone and pork butt.
You know, this is good. It's like, I like it better than I wanted to like it. Someone has some culinary intuition who's making this taste really good. But it seems very brown and unsexy.
I mean, I think that can be easily fixed with some,
Thinking the word garnish.
Garnish.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sex it up. I'm gonna put some green on it to enhance the brown.
Yeah.
The arepas were good, but it was food truck food. So I think there's definitely room for improvement. Walk me through how much each of these items are.
The amount of money that it costs for the 2 arepas will be anywhere from about 60 cents to 90 cents, depending on the meat that we're using.
Food cost.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are you selling for?
$4 a piece.
This plate would cost $8.
Yes.
That's where we're gonna make some money.
That's really good.
Our food cost is really low.
Corn and pulled meat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one thing I need to understand. What's the relationship here?
This is my chef. My wife is 50% owner.
So we're negotiating with you?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about the revenues.
In the first year, we grossed over $250,000. In the second year, we grossed over $380,000.
What did you bring to the bottom line?
33%
Profit?
profit.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive.
We have a cult following in Atlanta. It's like we're printing money.
I like printing money.
Yeah.
I thought you might.
Figure.
We've got to talk about this. What is this?
Yeah, there it is.
I like it. I think if we go to brick and mortar, we'll have to lose some of the kitsch and go a little more serious.
I want to lose the kitsch.
By the way, is the truck in the deal?
The truck is in the deal.
Okay. So let's walk through the 300K. How are you going to spend it?
We have a great location picked out. It's 2,400 square feet at about $19 a square foot.
Cheap.
Cheap.
So how much is it going to cost us to build it out?
About $390,000 to $400,000.
You put in 100, I put in 300. Would you be willing to put in more?
I would if I could. Unfortunately, I was the victim of a Ponzi scheme. My financial advisor had stolen my entire life savings to the tune of about 400 grand.
Ouch.
Fortunately, I have an amazing family. They loaned my wife and I money to stay afloat, pay the mortgage, and to keep the food truck running because that was what was so important to me.
I like the fact that you are so committed to this.
I don't do anything half-assed, and I don't do anything under 110%.
We have a lot to think about. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, I love today's overall theme because food is a very powerful thing, and the fact that people can find redemption either for their pride or for their pocketbook through a food ambition is something that I want to be a part of. But redemption only goes so far because this is about investment and finding a place where we can park our money, make it grow.
So we're going to pick one of you and give you $7,500, 36 hours. Take our space right here and turn it into the restaurant that you think you should have. We'll watch how you perform and decide whether or not I want to make an investment or Joe make an investment. We may do it together, or neither of us make an investment.
Both concepts have their pluses and minuses. I think that on Rarest side, we have a chef who brings a lot of experience to the table.
I think, Anthony, that your idea is a unique one. But I really don't know what my man here, Chris, I don't know how much of an asset he'd be to me as an investor. Wendy and the Wow Truck, you have an existing business. That's a huge pro for me.
I think you guys have captured a very interesting food category. That being said, it's certainly not sexy.
So we can only pick one. This is where we get down, you know, as I like to say, where the cow eats the cabbage.
So two different stories to be told, both looking for investment. We have Wow Food Truck, which seems to know how to make money in the food truck business, but does the world really need a Wow restaurant is the question. And on this side, we have the Rarest with some incredible food, but I'm kind of going in with a half-baked team because you brought someone who has no restaurant experience.
Both of you need second chances. You've had a couple restaurants that you've had to close for various reasons. You wanted to make a little bit of a comeback. You've had some bad luck, and now you're kind of using food as your comeback.
So we're going to select one of the two of you to bring your food fantasy to a restaurant reality.
The one team is the Rarest. Congratulations.
I feel really good. To be given the opportunity to start a new restaurant again is something I'm really excited about.
So we got a few tasks for you that Joe and I kind of discussed.
I want a full-on restaurant with a well-rounded menu. You can't have a restaurant that just serves raw food. Can you do that?
I can.
Chris, you have zero experience, so you're gonna have to prove that you merit 10% of this business.
You're gonna come to my 3-star restaurant and not shave that off your chin?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you. How's that? I'll give it to you. I have to make believers out of two guys who know more about the restaurant business than I'm ever going to know. I'm nervous.
That's where I want to put a banquette over there.
Over here?
Right there and through here to the front. I need
Okay.
to prove that I could put together a really good restaurant. Oh, wow. After having one so many years before. Joe and Tim want some cooked items, but I want to keep the menu kind of as much as the Rarest as we can. We're going to have to use tuna, cooking it rare. One thing that's going to be the pride of this kitchen is going to be the sous vide hanger, okay? And then we're going to do a black rice risotto with a mushroom ceviche.
Okay.
This and another dish that I plan to do with zucchini. These are going to be the vegetable elements.
Yeah, we do need some vegetables.
What I have to worry about is this stuff. You are going to have to worry about out there.
Out there, yeah.
I'm gonna be out in the front of the house. This is certainly gonna be really hard, and right now, I hope I do not ruin this for Anthony.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you?
Celebrity chef Antonia LaFaso owns two of LA's hottest restaurants, Black Market and Scopa Italian Roots. She's here to help Anthony and Chris prep for the launch.
Tell me a little bit about what you propose.
We originally proposed a all-rare menu, and then Joe and Tim told us that they wanted to see a little bit more cooked food, so we've taken care of that with a new menu.
That sounds great. So I have a ledger here.
Okay.
I'd like to hand it to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Joe and Tim have given you guys $7,500
Okay.
and 36 hours to open this pop-up.
Will do.
The best friend?
Yes.
I'm the best friend.
I love it. You seem very, very confident in what's about to go down.
It can't kill us.
No, you just may not get his investment. I'm just kidding. The picture.
The picture is my son
Aw.
in Alabama. I spent an incredible amount of money on fighting for my son. And I didn't make enough money to continue both the fight and keeping the restaurant open. And that hurt me a lot. It hurt my pride, it hurt my confidence. And, you know, getting the second chance, I want to make sure it counts.
You're a good dad.
I'm a better dad than I am a chef.
Well, that's fantastic. All right, you guys have a lot to get done today. You're gonna meet with Roy, your interior designer. You guys need to shop for ingredients. And on top of that, I wanna see and taste those new menu items by the end of the day today.
Okay.
Good luck to both of you guys.
Thank you, thank you. Let's get shopping. I am excited to get the chance to start a new restaurant because it validates you as a chef. So I am absolutely ready for that validation again. I'd like to use hanger for my sous vide piece. How much is that?
You go $13.99.
Great, we'll take it. Obviously, I'm working on price, but also I want to get good quality as well.
Right.
Do you have a wild salmon?
Yes, we do. $6.50 a pound.
Okay, then we'll take the whole fish.
Okay.
Awesome.
After shopping for all their food and wine, Anthony and Chris have spent a total of $1,710, leaving them with a remaining balance of $5,790.
You want to do me a favor and unwrap the salmon and the snapper?
Okay.
Just unwrap them, put them in a hotel pan, put the ice on top of them. Keep it in the bag, though. Don't dump the ice on top of them.
Okay, I got you.
Let's see. I'm going to teach you how to do mushrooms. Real simple. Just a nice, fairly even dice. There you go. Go for it. Salt, pepper.
We're gonna put it at 350, right?
300.
300, okay. 300 even.
Gentlemen.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm Roy. I'm your designer.
Pleasure to meet you, Anthony Marini.
Anthony, nice to meet you. So, rarest. What are we doing?
This is kind of a modern restaurant. It's certainly going to be a fine dining restaurant. We want wood tables. Would like to maybe think about the lights and kind of tie that into that rustic feel. It's got to be comfortable and clean.
Okay. So I know subway tiles are popular right now.
I love that look.
I'm thinking maybe some oversized subway tile feel.
Sure.
Maybe some leather.
Love it.
So let me run up a budget for you guys. I'll come back later this afternoon. We'll talk.
Thank you.
The budget is crucial in any restaurant. So I'm going to teach Chris how to do a basic food cost formula. He's going to be taking care of all the numbers while I'm taking care of everything in the kitchen. We have to take each of these recipes and we have to price them out. Let's look at the zucchini dish. That comes out to a per plate cost of $1.74.
Okay.
$8 is the menu cost. That leaves us with a 22% food cost.
That's
excellent.
excellent.
That's
Yeah, right.
excellent.
That's
So let's start adding all this up.
Okay.
All right, come on, go.
All right.
I have a lot to do in the next couple of hours, and I want to get back to the kitchen.
Let me go back real quick, though.
Okay, no. But I'm realizing I have to teach Chris a lot more than I thought. Okay, just keep going. Okay.
Hold on a second. Here, hold on a second.
You smell that? I'm smelling burnt mushrooms. Oh, whoa. Oh, boy. Yeah,
Okay, that was 20 minutes of 400.
300. We have to start all over again with this.
Okay, so leave them here.
Listen, with this fish. Okay, I told you to leave it in the bags, didn't I? Did I say to
Did you?
leave it in the bags?
I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, now I got waterlogged fish.
Okay.
Okay, so let me take care of this right now.
Okay. Okay, no big deal?
And listen, it is a big deal. okay?
Okay.
Doing something like this can take a couple $100 worth of fish and throw it in the garbage. So it is a pretty big deal. Even though Chris is a great friend, I might not have made the right choice bringing him with me. And I don't know what to do.
Coming up.
I will strike you in this kitchen, I swear to God.
Gentlemen, have I ruined it yet?
Anthony is relying on his friend Chris to help him launch his restaurant and earn an investment. But Chris isn't pulling his weight.
Hey, man. What's happening?
I hate to admit it, but I'm overwhelmed. I can't do everything.
Hey, you go back, prep, cook. Let me do the numbers. I'll step in. If I have any questions, I know who to ask.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's off business. Come on, man. Let's get ourselves some money. Let's go get a restaurant.
Okay.
Come on.
I am concerned that my lack of a restaurant experience could be the thing that brings us down. I do not want to mess this up because I want this to work for Anthony.
Rarest. Hey, Roy. Hey, Chris. Hey, I have some numbers for you guys.
Oh, fantastic.
You want
My
to
ledger?
come out and take a
Let
look?
me get my partner in my ledger. What's the damage?
We got the oversized tiles on the wall here that we're going to fabricate and paint. Bar shelving and wine racks. I've got a sign artist coming in for dining room artwork and the logo. Our total spent is $4,846.
Okay.
After accounting for all expenses, the Rarest is left with a balance of $944. As Roy's team starts building out the space, Anthony prepares for Antonia's arrival, and Chris calls a realtor in Philadelphia to improve their business plan.
Now, you said it was an existing restaurant,
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're gonna have a kitchen in place.
so I'm not going to need to build much.
Oh, my God.
Okay, what can I help? What can I
You
do?
can't.
Okay.
Chris, I need you to get me a gaggle of saute pans. Just get them to the hell up here. Get these in the oven. Burn them, and I will strike you in this kitchen, I swear to God. Make sure that bread doesn't burn, man. All right, get this out of the way. Come on. Come on.
Smells good in here.
Ah.
Okay, so Joe and Tim have specifically asked to see some cooked items to accompany your raw dishes.
Okay, this is the black rice risotto. On top of that, we have caramelized mushrooms in the style of ceviche. Joe had mentioned pastas or grains.
The flavors are delicious. Like, I would continue eating this right now if I didn't have to eat 4 other things.
This is the sliced zucchini and suncho carpaccio.
Okay.
We painted the plate with black garlic, and as you know, black garlic is really strong. So we just wanted to kind of like put a little bit on there for people to get the flavor, but not kill them.
I know that it can be overwhelming, but I think you need to punch it up because it's getting lost.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is probably going to be one of the lower costed.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Which is
We're going to put this on the menu for $9.
$9. What does it cost?
Costs us $1.74 per plate.
$1.70. So that's a great ratio. But $9, there's a lot of intricate work that goes into this. So
Sure.
I don't want you to sell yourself short on prices.
Okay.
This I'm really excited about because you've seared the tuna perfectly. It looks gorgeous. I love the cauliflower, raisin, caper. It's a classic, and I think it's great. How much for it?
$24?
$24. What is the cost of the tuna?
$2.29.
$2.29, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you, how did you come to the number? It seems really low.
Okay, last but not least, this is the sous vide steak. Under it, we have some fried Brussels sprouts, fingerling potatoes with a little bit of a soy chili mixture. And then under that, we have coconut curry sauce.
This is in-your-face flavorful. Like, really, really good. What's the food cost on it?
The food cost in this is $3.84.
I feel like
Once
I keep
again,
asking the question, and it's not
I
right.
always feel like here it comes.
I just want you guys to understand how important the calculations of food costs are.
Yes.
So let's just make sure we get an accurate number.
My numbers need to be correct for the business plan to work. I had to give Chris something to do, and this was it, and he didn't execute them correctly.
What are you thinking that your check average is?
We had it at about $40 a person. I didn't want to go too high, but
Why don't you want to go too high?
I want to make sure that people do come.
People are not going to come because it's cheap. People are going to come and spend money on what you do because you give them an amazing experience and fantastic food.
Sure.
So be okay with that. And tomorrow's all about execution. I implore you to hear my words when I say that.
Sure.
So let's talk about this service.
So basically, I have to trust in Chris that he's going to be able to handle everything.
I think Chris being in charge of the front of the house tomorrow is not a good idea. So I pull Anthony out of the kitchen just to talk to him privately because with Chris as the front of the house leader, Anthony. Yes.
I know.
I don't want it to become about him and what he's not doing. I want it to be about your food. So I'm bringing in people from my restaurant, Scopa, for front of the house.
Servers.
All
Thank you so
just
much.
You're gonna do great tomorrow. We've got good people over here for you.
I
Okay.
appreciate
So
it.
I need to make sure that you inside
I
the
will.
kitchen.
Oh, believe me, he will be.
That you're.
Yes.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay, good.
I have a lot of pressure on my shoulders right now. And Chris has been a trooper through all of this. But I'm realizing maybe he bit off more than he could chew. You know, this is definitely my dream. This is definitely my thing. Chris supports me, and he's a great friend, and I love him. I mean, like, you know, a brother can love a brother. He's been very much part of my son's life. You know, fighting for my son was the hardest thing in my life. I'd do it again, but I want to make this work. That would mean the world to me. Oh my God.
Goodness. Look at how great this place
This is
looks.
awesome. How are you?
Hey, Anthony.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Boy, wow.
Seeing this gorgeous space is overwhelming. I'm about as nervous as I was the day my son was born.
You shaved your goatee?
We redesigned. It was a total redesign. I lost the goatee because I wanted Joe and Tim to take me seriously. I'm confident that I'm going to give them the perfect food cost numbers, and I'm going to make sure the front of the house runs smoothly.
Joe and Tim arrive. They've given Anthony a second chance with this pop-up. Whether they're willing to give him their money is another question.
That looks very cool. It's just really pure and simple, and I think it's what his idea is with the food, you know?
It's strong.
How are you guys?
How we doing? Nice to see you.
Dear.
Good to see you.
Are they rare or are they cooked? That's what I want to know.
There's definitely been an evolution to the menu, and Anthony now has added cooked entree items for you, just like you asked. I'm just hoping that he steps up to being just a little bit more confident about his food.
So let's go have a look. Check it out.
Okay.
Wow, look here.
Ooh, fancy. If I were looking at a restaurant in South Philly that had this kind of a feel to it, I'm very much in line with it. I'm feeling the vibe. I like the lights, like the chairs.
The table looks very good.
Ah, now I feel at home.
like a restaurant.
That's my spot. Finally, a real restaurant.
Real restaurant. I'm excited about that.
Real host stand.
Antonio.
How are you, sir?
What do you think? Can you make this happen?
I hope so.
I like the cleanly shaven version.
Yeah,
I decided to put on my business
You lost
shoe.
the Fu
Yeah.
Manchu thing. It's
know?
good.
Business, Chris.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this. So I'm looking at the menu.
Yes.
The pricing's fairly aggressive. $32 for the high entree.
Well, Antonia and I kind of had a talk, and she wanted me to put my heart out on the plate and charge for it, too.
I like it. It shows
As long as it's
confidence.
good.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
this is the most real restaurant we've ever had. Stakes couldn't be higher, so I really want to see top
yeah,
level
we
game
want to
today.
see it today.
Well, I hope I can provide it.
All right,
All
dude.
right.
Good luck,
Thanks.
man.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
gentlemen. Appreciate that.
There are very few times where I'm nervous, and this is one of those times because this second chance means everything to me.
That was a little nerve-wracking.
Coming up,
Only way you know you ain't gonna serve it is to put it in the trash.
Right now, you're wasting my time. Next.
This is all real. It's all about to happen. Don't beat it. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. Customers are starting to come in. I am super stressed, but it's a very exciting thing.
I'm running the front of the house, but I don't know what I'm doing.
There you go.
Luckily, I have a great staff. I know they're going to take care of things, so I'm just going to fake it till I make it.
Fire a snapper. Fire a second tartare. Ordering in a risotto.
Have you been taken care of? Someone come out to get your order yet?
We just want to make sure that the table gets set and ready before anything else happens.
With Jill and Tim, I felt like I was under a microscope, and it's not a good feeling.
In the front of the house, as I knew because of Chris, there's no plan. There's no plan for share utensils, share plates, zero. He's lucky he has a couple of experienced waiters in here who are covering up for his lack of a plan. You see, if you look, he doesn't even know how to hold a plate. All right, come here. I'm going to show you how to clear a table. You're going to definitely start with the first plate, and you go like this, and like this, and the next plate up here, and so on and so forth. Always keeping all the silverware back here. That is how you clear a table.
The dining room is now at capacity, and the kitchen is bustling.
I need a runner, please.
Can we fire round 2 for table 6?
Fire a salmon, fire a tartare, fire a zucchini. It's going with a snapper. Thank you. Want to fire that as well?
Yeah.
Things are going well. The flow is going right. These customers are getting food the way it was intended to be.
Is the pasta good?
I like it saltier.
Okay. All right, so how was the pasta?
Flat.
So it's missing acidity or salt or everything?
A little bit of everything.
Chef,
Yes, sir.
these are basically overcooked, starchy, and they have no salt on them.
Okay.
Did you put salt in that water when you boil that?
Yes.
Did you taste that? Does that taste salty to you?
No.
Salt the water like the ocean. That's the rule for pasta. When it's salty as the ocean.
I made a fatal mistake with the pasta.
Only way you know you ain't gonna serve it is to put it in the trash.
This is my last chance to prove that my entire career wasn't a fluke. I need runners, please. It's on the fly. There was a moment where I looked back onto my board, I saw my son, and I knew I had to push through for him. So I have to finish out tonight really, really well. Charcuterie, how am I doing? Thank you very much. I need a runner, please. Okay, how am I doing on that medium steak to go with these pastas?
Yes, sir.
I'm on 10 minutes. I need it kind of quick. Fire an asparagus, fire a charcuterie. Seat 1, seat 2, table 4, table 2. At this point, things are going really good. I just hope that I can actually satisfy Joe and Tim and the rest of the diners.
It was amazing. That nice little...
The crudo snapper was delicious. That's a steak that needs to be cooked rare. It tastes really good for you.
Yeah, he sous vide that, so slow cooks at really, really low temp and then sears it nice. Yeah.
So it's like sous vide then grilled.
I think that's delicious.
That's really good.
Really good.
All right, what do we think? Yeah?
Yeah. Entrada spectacular. Short and juicy, sprouts nice and crispy.
Yeah.
Flavor.
I've had a lot of people like this dish tonight.
So what do you think? Like you're like 3 your entrees? Kind of you dig the vibe? Would you come back?
I would.
If it does exist, it's going to exist in Philadelphia. What do you think of that?
I think this will go over well in Philadelphia.
All right, thanks for the feedback.
Thank you very
for the
much.
rest of your meal.
Thank you.
I'm glad at this point that we're this full, but it's way more than I bargained for. What did I get myself into?
The execution's been pretty good so far.
Yeah. And his buddy Chris is completely useless.
That guy smiles a lot, and that's about all he's got.
He's a nice guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Chris, we are ready to eat. Bring us to the table.
This is go time.
Thank you very much.
This is what we've all been waiting for.
Have I ruined it yet?
So far, you've done nothing.
Done nothing.
So it's completely neutral.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right, VIP. I'm gonna need it to be extra perfect. I have worked so hard to get to this moment. So I'm confident, but not too confident. Everything's riding on this.
Want to get an investment for your breakthrough food concept? Apply now for Restaurant Startup. Visit restaurantstartupcasting.com.
All right, VIP. I'm gonna need it to be extra perfect. I feel that I've addressed everything that Joe and Tim wanted in terms of the menu, but this is the moment of truth. This is my second chance, and it means everything in the world to me.
This is the dish I wanted to try.
Shaved zucchini. This is a great dish. The botarga gives the salt to the dish.
I'm a sucker for botarga. I love botarga.
I do too.
Did you pay $14 for it, though?
It could be just a little bit more food, but you know what? This dish is going to make them a ton of money, and it looks nice.
Black rice risotto.
I like it.
You like it? I don't know if I like it or not.
8, and then next person, table 5.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, thank you.
Meat's very tender.
Yeah.
It's good. Probably got $4.50 in the dish. Selling it for $32, which I think is high, but even if you go $28, you're looking at 16, 17% cost on your protein items. That's
Awesome. Could be a signature dish.
exactly right. This may be the dish that makes me give him some money. All right, last ticket. Here's the deal. We know the check average here has got to be 50, 60 bucks. He's going to need to have at least 50 seats. He gets 1.5, 2 turns in Philly.
Unless it's $1 million a year restaurant, I'm not interested. Because I know you have your cost of labor, you have your cost of being in a big city.
I just think he needs to have the right location. I think he's got the drive.
He's got to come back in him. He's old. He's done it already.
We asked him to put together a restaurant, and the guy put one together. I don't know how he did it with Bozo the Clown over there, but I mean...
I just have more and more questions.
That's right.
Why don't you tell me that was going to be so hard? What a ride. Come on.
I know I gave everything to this effort, and I hope that Joe and Tim invested me.
You know, this is a big opportunity for you.
Yeah.
You chose a son over a career.
I do it again, too. This is the reason I do everything. This is a business deal. This is a contract I write every day.
I'm a father of 3, and I understand how important that is. I admire that.
Thank you.
So, today was a very, very pleasant surprise. There were a bunch of hiccups, but the kitchen and you were the locomotive engine today that powered this thing through. You kept the food coming, no major blunders. Right. Really kind of very impressive.
Thank you.
80% liked the concept of the restaurant itself. 75% of the people thought the dishes were priced well. Tonight, you guys grossed $2,700 with 50 covers, which is about a $54 check average. Pretty good. There's a milestone here. This is the first time that we had 100% of the people say they liked the food.
100%.
Wow, 100%.
First time.
I think that hanger steak really kind of put people on their heels.
It's a fun dish.
It's a great dish. And with the balance of the raw and the cooked foods on your menu, you really nailed it. It was spot on. All right, guys, let's go through your business plan.
So, basically, I'm looking at a slightly larger space at 3,600 square feet at a higher lease payment, $6,200 a month. But it doesn't require a build-out. Already has kitchen equipment in it. And after I've raised the check average and obviously raised revenue, I've gotten to over $1 million in gross sales.
What's your salary?
I've priced it low at $40,000.
For real?
Yes.
$762 a week.
Yes.
So, Chris, let's get to the elephant in the room here. Joe and I asked you to prove that you're worth 10% of this business, and I got to tell you right now, from what I saw today, you're not even close to that 10%.
We didn't see anything from you today.
I could have done better, and I know I didn't have the tools to do it. That's not exactly an excuse, because I told you I would.
But it's not a solution either. If you don't have the skill set, then what is he supposed to do? I've been working a restaurant for 30 years, every day of my life. Don't waste time negotiating with people who show up from the schoolroom and want to bust plates. So, Anthony, if I'm going to invest in you, you need to get rid of him.
Can I have a word, just a word?
No, let's keep on going.
Let him have his word.
I'm not wasting my time talking to this guy. I want to talk to this guy.
All due respect, I just want to know.
So I bought the book of Anthony. This is the page of Chris. Next.
For never-before-seen footage, visit cnbcprime.com/restaurant startup.
I bought the book of Anthony. This is the page of Chris. Next.
So the question I have is Anthony putting his friendship ahead of a business?
Anthony, for all we've been friends for 30 years. You know what? I really think that Anthony can do this. So I am not going to let my inexperience get in the way of this investment. Don't think of me as part of the deal. I don't want my 10% anymore.
Thank you.
Okay, hey, listen, we still got stuff again.
Thank you.
The fact that you would do all that for this guy,
I'd do all that and more.
He's a great friend. I love him like a brother.
Okay, let's get down to business. I like you. I think you have like that mindset that says, I don't want to fail ever again. I'm gonna get them drive my ass till I fall off the cliff or fly. So how much money do you need?
$225,000 for 30% of my business.
$225 doesn't bother me. I can write you $225 right now. No problem.
Okay.
Just 30%. Are you putting any money in or not?
No.
Okay. With all my money and none of your money, I just don't see it anywhere near 30%.
What do you want?
Here's my offer. You're gonna take a $40,000 salary because you feel like that's what's right.
Sure.
I give you $225,000, but I'm gonna keep 85% of the equity. Once I get my money back, you can buy back all the way to 50%.
At what multiple?
Even money.
Ooh.
We make a bunch of money, and then the point is, it's the second deal. You gotta prove yourself.
Can I tell you how it's gonna happen?
Oh, boy.
Sure.
Here's my offer. I'm gonna pay you $55,000 a year because you gotta buy your kid gelato, and you can't even put gas in your car for $40,000 a year. And then for $225,000, I will retain 85% equity stake in your company. I get my money back first, and I'm gonna let you share in 40% profits interest. It's kind of like the best of both worlds for a guy like you because you share in the cash flow with me without sharing the tax liabilities. And then I will let you buy back at my cost plus 50% all the equity you want up to 50% and be my 50-50 partner. It's the sweetheart deal of a lifetime.
That's a bunch of mumbo jumbo that's gonna confuse him.
You can understand that, right?
I can completely understand that.
What do you wanna do, man? It's up to you.
I didn't have a lot of confidence coming into this, but listening to you talk and listening to you talk has given me all the confidence in the world. So I want to thank you for giving me that. But I would rather accept your deal.
We got a deal?
We got a deal. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. It's gonna be good. Can't wait.
I'm proud of everything I accomplished over the last couple days, and to get this second chance, I'm truly grateful.
Cheers.
It would have been nice to have a steak in the restaurant, but you can't put a dollar amount on my friendship with Anthony, so I didn't lose anything.
I appreciate everything you've ever done. I'm going home with the money to open up a restaurant in the city of Philadelphia, and to be able to share that with my son is invaluable.
I can't believe you didn't go with the chef.
So we'll have you down for dinner once.
I might need to get something. I might need to get something.
CNBC is Shark Tank Nation.
See, I'm a financial advisor. I understand money. Sounds like you don't.
Shark Tank coming up next. Join the Shark Tank Nation.
But guys, now you're getting greedy. That was a mistake on your part.
CNBC. The fastest growing cable network in primetime. CNBC.